Hello, it is Thursday, September 14th, 2023. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword, which means we have an interesting theme today, some kind of interesting, intricate, or ambitious theme. I do always look forward to Thursdays for this reason. It might also be a step up in difficulty, but in any case, this potentially ambitious, intricate, or interesting, whatever it was I said, edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Victoria Rojishka, Kathleen Quinn, and of course, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horn family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are, of course, bringing us this series, sustaining this channel. I'm very grateful to them for that, as I am to all of the backers who contribute to the Patreon campaign and sustain this channel. Thank you so much to them. Thank you to you if you're one of them. And if you'd like to become one of those supporters, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve. There's also a link in the description field. Of course, there you can find the bonus videos as well as the Let's Check the Crosses mug for benefactors. So yes, thank you to everybody who supports the channel. And thank you, of course, also to the subscribers of the channel on YouTube. That's a big help, and it's free. So thank you if you've done that. Please do consider subscribing if you enjoy these videos. And finally, consider joining the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which is a nice, friendly chat community where people discuss these videos, these crosswords, and other puzzles. There's a link in the description field to that as well. All right, let's get on to the crossword. This is a debut construction, in fact, by Vasu Saralathan, who is new to the New York Times and new with the Thursday puzzles. I'm always interested to see what that augurs. I wonder if it's easier, not easier necessarily, but I guess what I mean is I wonder if it's more common to be accepted on a Thursday because you've gone out of your way to find an interesting theme, and that will stick out to the editors, or if it's more difficult because maybe the standards are sort of elevated because, you know, you don't want a theme to be so complex it's sort of nonsensical. I don't know. Anyway, in any case, we'll see what this debut constructor has in store on this Thursday edition, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, see what we're in for today. Blackthorn. Oh, I think that's slow. I think that's the fruit sloe, known as blackthorn. But let's check which I think is, I don't know that I don't really think slow is at a point where it's official word worthy, but it certainly has some sort of honorable mention for kind of fruit in the New York Times crossword at this point. All right, nation that switched from right to left-hand traffic in 2009. Interesting. What would this be? 2009. I wonder why. I'm very interested in this. I'll have to look this up. That's very fascinating. Okay, let's see. Procedure of the Shen dynasty. Oh, not sure about this either. Prefix meaning correct. Optim or something? I don't think that's right. Ortho? Like orthogonal? Or orthography. Strongly urge. Egg on? No, that doesn't fit. Oh boy, I'm not doing well so far. Affectionate gesture that might get some blowback. A kiss, a kind of blowing a kiss. But you'd have to say, you wouldn't just say a kiss because you wouldn't return a kiss with a blown kiss. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, well, that was a bust. Let's move on. Motion to strike, a swing or a I'm thinking of maybe at bat. I don't know. Successfully pitched. If someone successfully pitched something to you, maybe they sold it to you. They sold you on an idea or even sold you a product. Let's see if that works. I need anything in this grid. Motion to strike. Yeah, I'm not sure still. Government workplace overseer. Well, this I know is OSHA, which oversees occupational safety in the United States. It's a federal agency. Body image focus group. Body image focus group. Body, question mark, some sort of pun. The TSA, because they literally do imaging of your body potentially if you go into one of the what do they call those? Millimeter wave detection uh, gates, bits of apparatus. Let's see. Sounds of realization. Ahs, O's, maybe? Could be either of those, plausibly. So what is the motion to strike? Oh, a stab? You literally attempt to stab somebody to strike them? That's the motion you make? Maybe. That would work with TSA and Oz. And then body image, maybe. I can't tell if this is meant literally or figuratively, as in I'll take a stab at that. I'll motion, take a strike. I don't know. It feels more physical to me with the motion to strike. Anyway, body image focus group looks like it is TSA, where students may be plotting a math class, because they could be plotting points on a graph, on a Cartesian plane, a sort of XY coordinate system. The nation that switched, Samoa, maybe? In 5 letters with that S and M there. Does that help at all? Affectionate gesture. Yeah, I'm still not sure about that one. Procedure of the Chen dynasty. Not really sure there either. Okay, prefix meaning correct. This could be ortho. And strongly urge is... Oh, boy. Exhort? You exhort somebody to do something, you strongly urge it. That could be, I think that's fairly good. Customer service state, question mark. Why does this have a question mark? What is the pun here? Customer service state. I'm trying to think which word is the punny one. I'm not really sure. Oh, well, what if, okay, so does it help if I think this is Samoa? Customer service state. Oh, on hold. Yes, you could be in the state you're put into is being on hold on a call, on a customer service call. Okay, this really does look like Samoa. I'm very curious about this switch. I'm going to have to look it up. Affectionate gesture. Apex? Doesn't make any sense. Focal point of ancient Athens, the agora, so maybe, the marketplace, maybe that would be the focal point in the sense that that's where people might gather. Maybe not. Oh, no, this could be Liang. Air kiss. It is a blown kiss. It's an air kiss, air X. Right, okay. The fact that this has a question mark and not an abbreviation indicator makes me think it's part of the theme. Affectionate gesture that might get some blowback. Yes, I think this is thematically related. Maybe the theme will have, more X's in it, or maybe gesture-related things. I don't know. But I think this is probably the answer. So air kiss, air X. I've never seen it spelled that way. I think that's maybe that's what the punny bit is getting at with the question mark there. But X is often used in written or typed form to indicate a kiss. Okay, good. I think that's part of the theme anyway. I don't think we've solved what the theme is, but that's part of it. L'Oreal competitor. So that's a skincare brand. I don't know. This is probably very obvious, but I'm not sure what it is. I can't think. Power tool used for mosaics. A tile something. Tile gun. Doesn't sound like anything real. Okay. Low-pitched woodwind. A bass. Oh, a bassoon. Right. Okay, there we go. Enter on tiptoe to sneak in, maybe, to a room. And 60 minutes for one would be an hour or length of time or a slot or... I'm not sure. Numeral on some sundials. Right. So I think this is... Oh, right. Yeah, I think this is 4 because... Traditionally, well, I don't know about traditionally, but certainly most commonly in Roman numerals, and I think traditionally, I don't remember what it would have been historically because I'm not enough of a sort of scholar of this subject, but most of the time, the numeral 4 in Roman numerals is spelled IV, but on many sundials or sometimes clocks, it's spelled with 4 I's, which I think is essentially a visual balance because the 4 is symmetrical sort of horizontally with the 8, which has V and then 3 I's. So in order for them to maintain 4 characters in each, you'd spell the 4 in this manner rather than IV. Okay, noted figure in genetic research. A helix, maybe? So figure, you see figure and you think it's referring to a person, but I think it might be the actual, the physical form, the sort of shape of maybe a strand of DNA. So let's see if that works. I'm fairly confident about that. 60 minutes for one. Oh, right. Oh, maybe this is another theme thing? X. Time. X could be time, so time slot or time. Times. Oh, I just can't think. I don't know. Good thing to be in. To be in luck. It's good to be in luck. All right. Problem that may have several factors. Maybe it's something mathematical, because you could have factors of, you could sort of factorize a number, the numbers that sort of multiply up to it. But I'm not sure. Maybe that's not what this is looking for. Actress Mirren, Helen Mirren, certainly fits. To provide things for someone is to equip them. There we go. Okay, so I do think this is going to be theme related. So X, time span, right? Because X is. I was wondering if this was going to work this way, where X means times in the sense of 3x 4 3 times 4. So the S is in the phrase. The S is actually connected to the PAN bit, time span. There we go. So 60 minutes is a time span. And then St. Lucia is a West Indies nation, so an island nation. And then problem that may have several factors is an equation. Okay, right. So you could have a factorial equation. There we go. And so it was mathematics related, but in a slightly different way than I was thinking. Okay, take exception to. To take exception to would be to argue something, to discount it, or to. Ooh, not sure. Unfamiliar. If something's unfamiliar to you, it could be new. This looks strange, though, doesn't it? Take exception to. This doesn't really look like a word. Let's see. What about this one? Power tool used for mosaics. Maybe a saw. Maybe, is this not bassoon? Bass, low-pitched woodwind. What am I missing about that? A tile. Oh, it is tile something. Tile saw. That would make sense. You want to carve the bits of tile to make the mosaic. Okay. So then here we have a L'Oreal competitor. Oh, Clairol. There we go. Okay, I have heard of this. I just couldn't think of it. All right, there we go. Tenants' collective protest could be maybe a rent. Oh, maybe this will use the X. What would the X be here? Rent. What else can X stand for? Cancel or something? A sort of rent cancellation, or rent freeze, or that's not really what we're looking for. Strike. Oh, yes, it is. It is rent strike. So strike used in bowling notation. So I think that, yes, X is what's used to indicate a strike in bowling. You've gotten all the pins in your first throw. So low-pitched woodwind is a bass saxophone. And then to take exception to is to dissent. No, it's not dissent. That doesn't fit. It's resent. I take exception to that. I resent it. There we go. That's what we're looking for, finally. Here we have a body shop figure is an estimate, I suppose. Maybe you take your vehicle to a body shop to have it repaired, or have something buffed out, and they give you an estimate of how much it'll cost. I suppose that's what it is. I don't know why it's a body shop in particular, but I think that's probably what that is. And then tune with a catchphrase, "You idiot," would be Ren of Ren and Stimpy. So the character Ren from the cartoon Ren and Stimpy. Okay, there we go. Aux innocents blank mains pleines, fortune favors fools. Aux innocents les mains pleines. Is that what we're looking for? Congratulations. Not kudos. What is it? Congratulations. Uh, do I think this is thematic or not? I'm not sure. How many of those do we have so far? One, two, we have three so far, I believe. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. Sorry, I'm going to have to look down here. Reef builder. Coral reef? Could be. Let's look at the crosses. Kindergarten series. Yeah, the ABCs you might learn in kindergarten maybe. So let's try that, see if it works elsewhere. To decline is to drop, maybe, as in the figures have dropped, they've declined. And then here we have congratulations. Oh, bravos. Right, there you go. You could shout bravo after a musical performance or something. I guess a congratulation. They're often baked into potatoes. What does that mean? They're often baked in, quotation marks, to potatoes. Oh, ads? As in couch potatoes? People watching television? What does baked in mean in this context? I don't quite get it. Let's see. Singer, okay, yeah, Sarah Bareilles I've heard of, so that's a singer. And then get a little punchy, which is to spar. You could have a kind of spar with somebody, a sort of, I guess sort of informal punching, boxing match or something. So unknown quantity in a 10 down would be a variable, right? You could have a variable in an equation, which would make sense. Like x, for instance, I think is probably the variable in question here. So what is this ads? They're often baked into Oh, why did I read this as potatoes? Sorry, you must be wondering what on earth is wrong with me. I'm losing my mind. I just read baked in sorry, so when I'm on my laptop, the colors are different and I find these clues over here much more difficult to read, and yet for some reason I can't stop myself instinctively from wanting to read them over here rather than here, where it's much clearer. And I'm farther from the screen than I would ordinarily be as well. So it's just the whole thing I'm just making it difficult for myself for no reason. What on earth was I thinking, though? They're baked into podcasts. So ads are often baked in the sense that they're actually part of the original audio file, as opposed to, for instance, when you watch videos online, often the ads will actually sort of interrupt the video itself and they'll be separate to the original video. Okay, oof, that was absurd. I apologize. Can't imagine what you were thinking. All right, site of the Wailing Wall would be Israel. Is a landmark in Israel. And to add up to would be to... oh, no. You could be, if it's plural, these numbers add up to, these numbers are. So 3 and 5 add up to 8. 3 and 5 are 8. There we go. 0 is nil. Creator of the 9 circles of hell would be Dante, as conceived in his Divine Comedy. All right. Off-roader, in brief, would be an ATV, an all-terrain vehicle. And sidewalk shader could be some kind of tree, maybe. Oh, no, it isn't. It's an awning. It's a, protruding overhang from a building. Honey bun is sweetie, maybe? Term of endearment. Fossil fuel alternative could be solar power. Giant in chemicals manufacturing could be... not sure. Decline could be... Oh, we had decline somewhere else, didn't we? I don't remember what it was, but we had a different word for decline. In this case... Oh, we had drop. In this case, it would be wane. The figures are waning, they're declining, they're dropping. 2012 film centered around a hostage crisis would be Argo. And film character who takes the red pill is Neo. A giant in chemicals manufacturing, Olin, maybe? That sort of sounds vaguely familiar. I think, not very confident, but it looks like it fits the crosses, yes, because early voting site, Iowa. So I think Iowa in the U.S. is notable for being I think it's the state that kicks off the primary season in presidential elections, maybe it's something like that. I think that for whatever reason that tradition has been in place for a long time. Okay, if something comes from something else, it derives from it, and Great Salt Lake is Great Salt Lake. I mean, it's not capitalized, so it's not referring to the Great Salt Lake. It is a Great Salt Lake. But I'm not sure what it is. Sorry about that. Here we have doctor based out of Compton, California. Could be Dr. Dre. Is he still? I don't know. Does he still live there? I mean, it's obviously referencing straight out of Compton. Hidden is... I'd sort of be surprised if you still did. Hidden would be... probably ends with a D, actually. Let's see. Does that help with this? Great Salt Lake. Dead... I don't know. There could also be X's involved. I mean, I assume we're still going to have more of those. We haven't seen one recently. Here we have an alpine athlete. Could be a skier, so someone who skis in the Alps. In the Alps or alpine used to describe that kind of environment generally, even if not the Alps properly. And then bat mitzvah figure would be a rabbi, could preside over a bat mitzvah. Okay, if one's standing on the street... not sure. Sport with a stick could be what? I mean, there are quite a few sports with sticks, I suppose. Depends how you define stick, I guess. I mean, hockey stick. You don't really call a baseball stick or a cricket stick. What other sports have sticks? You don't say golf stick either. I don't think you say polo stick. Not that any of these matter because they don't fit anyway. I don't know. What is another sport with a stick? Can't quite think. Published remembrance for short. Could be an obituary, so remembering someone who's passed away. To impede is to alter. Doesn't really quite fit. And anyone who's in this is out. Anyone who's in this is out. Is in... Maybe if you're sleeping, you're in... I don't know. This is not my finest solve, is it? Standing on the street. Here we have a hidden cloaked. Something hidden is cloaked. There we go. Possibly metaphorically. Standing on the street. Yeah, I'm still not quite seeing it, am I? And then sport with a stick is... lacrosse. Here we go. It is thematic. So the X is representing a cross. I mean, it's both representing one and also because it looks like one. So there we have it. Lacrosse with the extra E on the end, following the word cross from X. So, anyone who's in this is out as an exile. I wish I would have thought of that on my own without needing the extra cross, speaking of crosses. So, yes, if you're in exile, you are out of the country or whatever it is from which you're exiled. Standing on the street is... it's cred. Oh, that's a very clever clue. So your standing on the street is your cred, your credibility, your reputation. So that's your standing. I like that a lot. And to impede something is to deter it, right? If you impede somebody, you deter them. That makes perfect sense. So, Dead Sea, Great Salt Lake. Yes, okay, it is the Dead Sea. Famously, which has such a high salt content that you're incredibly buoyant when in it. Okay, there we go. Common directive in common directive in math class, or what to do with 5 squares in this puzzle. Solve for X. There we go. We have solved for X in 5 squares in this puzzle, and essentially in 5 clues of this puzzle to get a reasonable answer. Very good. And let's finish off this puzzle if I can. Middle-earth menace, an orc, I would assume. What an imposter tries to sell. Tries to sell you a lie? Sell a lie? That sounds correct. County in New York, Ohio, or Pennsylvania. So Erie County is a common county name in the East Coast. And then, maybe not the East Coast in the case of Ohio, but the sort of broadly Eastern United States. Expert service provider. Expert service provider. Oh, an acer. Right. Okay. So this is referring to tennis. So if you ace a serve in tennis, you score the point. So divided by in fractions. So you say 5/3, 5 divided by 3 expressed in fractional form. So there we go. The Wizard of Oz prop is an oil can or an oil tin. carried around by the Tin Man. Ends with an N in either case. And snap with a stick, maybe, could be a selfie. So you could use a selfie stick to photograph yourself with your phone, perhaps. And actress Thompson. What did we have up here? Oh, we had actress Mirren up there, right? So here we have actress Thompson. Tessa Thompson is an actress. So there we have that. And bad-tempered expression could be a snort. I don't know, is that an expression necessarily? I suppose it sort of is. Scorn, maybe. That would fit with oil can, actually. Phrase that's a real game changer. What about this X over here, actually? Does that... rabbit ears. It is another one of these. It's antenna. That's very good. So X is the Roman numeral. We had Roman numerals referenced earlier, and here's another. So we have antenna, rabbit ears. This is certainly a dated clue, I suppose, in the sense that it's referring to the kind of vertically kind of angled antennae sticking out of the back of a television that would receive its signal over the air rather than via cable, as is, I think, pretty overwhelmingly common these days. So we will put an N-A there. So do we spell out antenna? Okay, Disney Queen from Frozen would be Elsa, I believe. And then wraparound garments are saris. That is the a wrapped garment. Phrase that's a real game changer. I win, I see. So the game is changed in the sense that now it's over. And then a bad-tempered expression is a scowl. Right, okay, I should have thought about that. And the Wizard of Oz prop is indeed the oil can. And that was the Thursday crossword. There we have it. A nice Thursday puzzle debut with a nice theme that was not too complicated, but was nice in the sense that it was quite varied, because we had a unique sort of transliteration of X in each case. So we had X is representing a kiss in air kiss. We had X representing the mathematical operation times multiplication in time span. We had X representing a bowling strike in rent strike. We had... what was this one? We had, oh yes, X representing a cross in the sport lacrosse. And finally, we had X representing 10 in Roman numerals for antenna. And all of these comprise our Solve for X in math class theme. Very good. A very nice Thursday theme by Vasu Saralathan. This is the kind of theme I could imagine myself kind of just speeding through, not really paying much attention to. Eventually, obviously, you'd realize it one way or the other, either because you saw several clues or because you'd actually get to this solve for X. But, probably if I were actually just solving this on my own, I would get to this. I would think, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what this is. And I would just skip it and not think twice about it until I'd solved most of the puzzle and then realized what was going on. But today I tried to understand it. Didn't get it here. I guess I did get eventually air kiss after solving some of that, and I figured, well, the theme must have something to do with X. And then once we saw, was it time span the next one? Then it was fairly clear. I can't remember if it was time span or rent strike, but either way, there we go. Very nice. Oh, and we have a funny triple S in here. I always like when compound clues create very strange arrangements of letters like that. Or compound phrases, compound words. All right, well, there we go. That was the Thursday crossword. Really enjoyed that. And there will be, well, actually, I may or may not be here tomorrow for the next few days. I may have current crosswords and I may not. There will be, I would say, at least one in the next 3 days. There will be between 1 and 3 of the proper day's crosswords over the next 3 days. But probably at least one missing. I will have something on the channel one way or the other, so don't worry about that. If that's the sort of thing that might worry you. In any case, after that, I will be home for a good long stretch of time, so shouldn't need to be skipping anytime soon after that. But thank you so much for joining me for today's Thursday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it, and please have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.